gonna borrow it.
I got a cop shot. I gotta get him to the hospital.
I'm gonna need you to help us. Why don't you help us?
We doing hostages now?
Hey! Don't you move!
I don't know if because the action, I mean, I guess that for us the action was driving and driving and driving. When you see the explosions, we're really not there, so it didn't really, it didn't impact us. I think that for me, what I would call action scene is when I have to go through that whole surgery and the ongoing traffic. I think that was crazy to film because also, the dummy that they gave me, it felt like a real human. Like the way that they packed all the organs inside of them and I'm like shoving my arm inside of someone's stomach. I mean, that whole scene was wild. And we did some on the ongoing traffic and then we did some of the shooting on stage. And the adrenaline rush, I don't know why, it just felt like I was really going through the surgery in my mind, so I was terrified. So that panic attack was really honest and really real. I was really freaking out. And then I think that the scene when Jake pulls me out of the ambulance was terrifying as well. Because even though I was hooked on, all these safety, they go through crazy safety obviously, and I was really hooked. It's always sort of surreal being in the Staples Center parking lot, first of all, driving around a million miles per hour, and then you're just dandling over police cars, and Jake Gyllenhaal's throwing you out. It was my first scene shooting with Jake too. That was my first day with Jake. So it was quite strange. It was like, nice to meet you, okay, here we go, and like pushed me out of the car. So that was crazy. It's interesting. I feel like I had a lot of emotions for Cam because I looked at Cam as a woman that I admire and I look up to because there's so many things I lack that Cam has. So, the patience, the dedication, the drive, but there's certain things that I'm very similar to Cam, I'm very relentless and I'm super motivated and it's really hard for me to not be such a perfectionist, and she is such a perfectionist and she's too tough on herself and I'm so tough on myself. So it was a mirror, but it was a very cathartic role for me for that reason because it also forced me to come out of my comfort zone because there's things that I just naturally wouldn't do. And I think she is way more vulnerable than I allow myself sometimes to be. So I've found that since I've done this role, I've become way more vulnerable. Like, I've become quite sensitive about things. And I think it's because I was tapping into this vulnerability so often in this movie where I was like, I need to let her breathe. Like, I need to let her exist through me. I can't want to impose something on the performance. I gotta let it flow. And yeah, it was very beautiful. It was a very interesting personal learning experience for me interpreting a female character like this.
Lock everything down. Nothing gets out.
All the leaves are brown.
Stop! Get out!
The sky is gray.
What do you want?
Just gonna borrow it.
I got a cop shot. I gotta get him to the hospital.
I'm gonna need